We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go. Hi everyone, I'm Sophie, he's Mike. Welcome to our little corner of the podcasting universe. Hopefully you like the sound of our voices and you want to stick around for the show. Not that it stays in one place for long. I mean, after all, we are on the road with Mickey. So hop in the car and buckle up your seat belts because we've got an awesome adventure this week. Now a brief rundown before we get moving. First up, our roundtable talk where we'll discuss the main topic for this week, followed by some Disney trivia ranging from Disney history to a random Disney character of the day. Well, that's just about it. Everybody ready? Let's get this show on the road.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike and she's Sophie.
Hi!
And we're on the road with Mickey. This is the 50th episode for On the Road with Mickey, and we are so excited because, quite honestly, I wasn't sure if we'd make it this long.
Yay, happy 50th for us!
Exactly. And our feature topic this week is looking ahead to 2021. 2020 has been a year, hasn't it?
Oh my goodness, it's been a very long year.
Yeah. But we are it's in the rearview mirror. We can almost see the finish line. It's
Yep.
December 28th, and we hope everyone had a great Christmas and had a happy holidays. And this week, of course, is New Year's Day coming up, January 1, 2021, when we flip the calendar. And so we wanted to look ahead and see what we're really excited about that's coming, both to Disney and non-Disney stuff that's coming in 2021. So,
Yep.
and we are, and like we said, we are so excited that this is the 50th episode of On the Road with Mickey. And thank you for following along with us this year.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, you guys. It really means a lot to us
Yeah.
that you have been listening to us this long.
Yeah. So, but like always, we've got some cheddar from the big cheese to go over first, don't we, Soph?
Yes, we do. And Daddy, I'll let you take the first one.
All right. Well, as everyone knows, Disneyland is not open right now. It's still closed, and we look forward to the date when they reopen, and that is going to be quite the celebration, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But just because it's closed doesn't mean work is not progressing on the park. I learned the other day that Snow White's Scary Adventures had been rethemed and is now called Snow White's Enchanted Wish.
Ooh.
And over at the DPB, that's short for Disney Parks blog, they've got a write up about it with a video explaining why it was changed. And basically, they promoted that out on December 21st, so last Monday, and they did it then because that was the 83rd anniversary of the theatrical release of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh, wow.
And so they posted that deliberately on that day. And basically, they were talking about how it used to just be called Snow White's Adventures. Then it got rethemed and they called it Snow White's Scary Adventures, but it was the same story. This time they've rethemed it and rethemed the story because they want Snow White to get the happily ever after that she really deserves. So go check out the link. It'll be in the show notes and check it out and watch the little video. It's only like a minute and a half or 2 minutes or something like that. And just listen along as to why they made the change. And it's kind of cool. It's got some really neat stuff that reminds me of Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, specifically when you're on the ride and you go into go into where the dwarfs are working and you see all the jewels. That reminds me of that.
Ooh. It
So
sounds really pretty, and I can't wait for Disneyland to reopen because that way we'll be able to see exactly what they've done with the ride. So
yeah,
hopefully that will be soon.
yeah. So that
Now,
is my cheddar from this first one. So Sophie,
yep,
why don't you take some additional stuff and tell us what you got?
I would absolutely love to because I am very excited for these next two bits of cheddar that I've got. And I've got a date for one of them. March 7th, 2021 is when Disney's Blizzard Beach water park will be reopening. This is the 25th season for the park, and I have to ask you guys, will you be visiting when it reopens? I don't know if I will, even if I did have regular access to Disney World. I don't know if I would just because March 7th is really early and it seems like it would still be pretty cold, even for Florida.
Maybe, maybe I don't know. I think they might heat the water.
That is true.
I'm not certain on that though, so don't go and say, Mike, they didn't heat the water and hold me to that, you know. But
Yeah.
but anyway, they might. So it
Mhm.
might be worth at least checking it out. Um, maybe getting a ticket and seeing what things there are to do that don't involve the water too.
Yeah, that is true. And then the next one, this one, I know that I'm not the only one who has been absolutely over the moon about this next one because like me, there are many people who cannot wait to see the future that is in store for Epcot, our beloved
Mhm.
Epcot.
Mhm.
Well, for those of you who don't know yet, the construction walls surrounding the main entrance fountain have been taken down. They've been working up in the front of Epcot before you get to Spaceship Earth for quite a while now, and this fountain, this fountain, it is so beautiful. And there are pictures of it. Ridley from Walt Disney
Ridley.
Ridley, sorry. I'm bad at
Sorry.
pronouncing names.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, Zach Ridley from Walt Disney Imagineering has shared some photos on his Instagram, and you can find the link to them in the show notes because that is something I desperately want all of you to see. There are like 10 of them, and the fountain itself is so beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And you know what, Sophie? Those those pillars, for lack of a better term, they
Yeah.
are they are 16 feet tall.
Oh my
You
goodness. I
don't
didn't.
the picture doesn't look like it, but they are. It's
No,
kind
the
of
picture
cool.
does not do it justice to how tall this thing is. But it is so beautiful, especially at night when it's all lit up.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
cannot wait to see it in person, and I'm pretty sure that the rest of our viewers and our listeners are going to absolutely love this fountain.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they will too. And so, last cheddar, this one comes from me, even though it's Disney Plus related. Usually, Disney Plus is Sophie's bailiwick, and that's, she's my Disney Plus guru. But I have a question. It's a simple question with a hard answer. And the question is, when will season 3 of The Mandalorian come out?
And the short answer is we don't know.
The short answer is we have no idea. But the other day, Disney released the lineup for what's going to be coming out on Disney Plus for the whole year for next year. And I did not see the Mandalorian's name on there. So I did see, though, the Book of Boba Fett. And what I understand in doing some quick Googling, this is all speculation. So, who knows? But the rumor is that it won't come out until the spring or summer of 2022 instead of its normal fall time slot. And the reason for that is because the filming that is taking place for the Book of Boba Fett won't be finished, and that will push the timeline for the Mandalorian down just a bit. And normally I would think, well, why don't they just have two film crews, but I think I read that one of the big writers for the Mandalorian is involved in the writing for Book of Boba Fett.
And that
So
makes a lot of sense as
if
well.
that's the case, then that might be why it's being pushed down.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Not
but
to
stay
mention,
tuned. Stay tuned, and we'll update when we know more, and hopefully we'll know more soon, and hopefully it'll be in its normal slot, in the fall. So,
yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. And then, of course, we also can't forget that other spinoff that I heard rumors about.
about Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah, there's another spinoff, and I have no idea when this one will be coming out. And it is called Ahsoka and the Rangers of the New Republic.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say I'm really excited for that one specifically because it relates so heavily back to Star Wars The Clone Wars, which is something that I want to get Daddy and I to watch.
Okay. Well, we'll have to do that. We'll just
Hmm.
figure it out and start watching some of it. All right. So, Sophie, you want to tell us how the listeners can connect with us?
Of course, because
Okay.
we still love it when you guys connect with us. It's 50 episodes in, and we still cannot get enough of all the comments and amazing things you have to say to us.
Yeah.
And here's how you can do it. We have a Facebook group called On the Road with Mickey. You'll
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to find. And of course, we have our YouTube channel. You can leave us a comment in any of our videos, and you can
Yeah.
also and that is On the Road with Mickey. And you can also find us on Instagram at On the Road with Mickey. Leave us a comment on one of our posts. And you could also just email us if you really, really want to, and that is info@ontheroadwithmickey.com. Or you could even call us, leave us a voicemail, and that is at 919-799-8390. Again,
Yep.
that is 919-799-8390.
Okay. So that's how we can be reached. I think we got a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
So connect up with us. We love seeing the comments, especially in the Facebook group. That's where most of the traffic generates out of. Um, so I just think it's kind of fun when we have that interaction. But that's all the cheddar for the big cheese and all the ways you can contact us that we have for this week. So let's get on to our feature topics, Sophie. We are
I
looking ahead to 2021.
Yeah, I would
And
absolutely love to.
let's do that
And
then.
there are so many things that we want to mention. Daddy,
Yeah.
I'll let you take the first one since you talked about it.
Okay. Well, the list is long and it covers everything. Basically, it's just what we can't wait to see. you know? And I got to admit, I am a little curious to see what the Book of Boba Fett's going to be about. We saw that trailer. If you haven't seen the last episode of The Mandalorian, season 2,
No
chapter 16,
spoilers.
no spoilers, but you need to watch it because it was the highest rated Mandalorian episode to date. And at the end, there is a special show preview about the Book of Boba Fett. And it is really kind of cool because it takes us back into Star Wars lore, doesn't it, Sophie?
Yeah,
Takes
it
us
does.
back to Tatooine, Jabba
Mm-hmm.
the Hutt time, Jabba the Hutt, Tatooine and all that good stuff that revolved around, episode 4 and episode 6 and 5 and all that. So, so it's really kind of cool. So go check out Star Wars Mandalorian, um, season 2, chapter 16, the last episode, and watch that. But the Book of Boba Fett has got me a little curious as to what's going to happen. Is it going to be? I mean, how much can they talk about Boba Fett, Sophie?
Well, I mean, to be fair, there has been a lot of time, and he's always been one of Star Wars' favorite characters. He's a fan favorite, and he doesn't have a lot of screen time, really.
True,
So there's a
true.
lot that could be talked about with him.
Yeah,
Me,
and
on the other hand,
go ahead.
me, on the other hand, I'm a tiny bit more excited for what's going to go down with Ahsoka and the Rangers of the New Republic, just because, well, I don't want to give spoilers, but Ahsoka is very important.
Yeah, and speaking back to Boba Fett just a little bit,
Yeah, sorry.
when his role on the last episodes of The Mandalorian, where he put himself in debt to Din Djarin. How'd I do? Did I get it?
Din Djarin. Tell us in the comments, what do you think? How do you guys pronounce it?
Is the D silent or do you pronounce it? Anyway, when Boba Fett putting himself in debt to Din Djarin, to me that was kind of like a change of role from what we were used to seeing with Boba Fett, because he was always just a mercenary is the way I always thought of him. And so him putting himself in debt to someone else just doesn't seem to fit his image. So it's a lot of layers to his onion, I think, and it'd be kind of cool to see what they come up with. So, and of
Definitely.
course having Fennec in there, because she'll be in the
Mm-hmm.
show with him.
Yep.
um they're kind of like Batman and Robin, or Tonto and the Lone Ranger, kind of they go hand in hand. So
Mm-hmm.
so I'm curious to see what happens, but I have no expectations on how well this will go, how well received it'll be, if it'll be a one-off series, like maybe a season and that's it, or what. So who knows?
We'll just have to see.
Yeah. So Sophie, why don't you tell me what you are excited about in 2021?
I would. I am so happy about this, and I'm glad that this was the year after 2020, because if it were in 2020, I would be so sad. And
Yeah.
that is Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary. It
Hmm.
is happening in 2021. It's been long awaited, and 2020 is like the final hurdle to get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Sophie, I don't know if you know this or not,
Hmm.
and I don't know if I'm supposed to say or not, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Spill.
We're going to be there on October 1,
Wait,
2021.
wait, what?
We will be there on October 1, 2021. We have we have a park reservation for the Magic Kingdom already in place. I have a package reserved, not fully paid yet, but that'll happen. And we are planning to be there to celebrate 50 years at Magic Kingdom.
Yes! Best Christmas present ever.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not a Christmas present. Dang, I probably shouldn't have said anything.
It is now.
Okay. Well, anyway, so there you go.
Well,
I
that's
hope
gonna be.
mommy's not mad at me.
Don't worry, she won't be. I know how to. That's a thing with me, Daddy. I tell you guys what I want for Christmas,
And then you
and then
forget.
I. Exactly. I'll probably forget about this by March.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just so you know, everyone, we're recording this on December 23rd. So
Yeah.
we pre-record a few days in advance, obviously,
Yep.
because it's a tape product and all that. So, and we need time to get it going and get it ready and all that. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
but now you know one of our secrets.
Yep. Shh.
Shh, don't tell anyone.
Wink,
Okay,
wink.
wink, wink. So, are you done talking about the 50th anniversary?
Yes. As
Okay.
much as I would love to, I don't know much about it because it hasn't happened yet.
Okay. Well, this is kind of a lame what I can't wait to see one,
But it's
but
relatable.
it relates to 2020 for sure. And for me, I can't wait to have a return to when we don't need to wear a mask in the parks. And I mean it's not a big deal. It's certainly not. Let me just make sure that when it comes to safety, safety is paramount for everything. COVID has been a mess, and it has cost a lot of people a lot, not just money. It's cost lives, and I totally understand that. And I totally understand the need for being safe. And I also totally understand that if Disney wants to remain open, then these are the guidelines they have to do. You have to wear a mask, you have to have your temperature checked, and you have to, follow the rules so that you don't ruin it for everyone else and make them possibly close, you know? So I totally understand that. What I'm looking forward to is when masks aren't required in the parks, because that will show that the pandemic is really in the rearview mirror, and that life has returned to what normal is supposed to be, where you don't have to have as many cautions about, well, is this going to hurt someone, or whatever, where you can live life a little bit more than we've been able to. So
Hmm.
so to me, I can't wait for a return to when masks are required in the parks. And
Yeah,
that kind
I
of ties
agree.
into a couple other things that I'll
Yeah.
just go ahead and shoot them out too. I'll popcorn them out, okay, Sophie?
Okay.
And one is the Disney dining plan. I want to see the Disney dining plan go back on sale, not just as a travel agent, but as a way of budgeting for your food and for prepaying, so you don't have to worry about how you pay for it when you get home. You know, um, that makes, to me, that opens up the elements of your vacation a little bit more if you do add on a dining plan. So I can't wait to see that open for sale, and I think it probably will be probably by the end of January. I'd be surprised if it's not, because it is a huge moneymaker for Disney. So, but they have to decide when to open that up, because typically when the dining plans are for sale, then the bookings for restaurants are increased. And so they still got to be safe with the socially distance, and the capacities and all that. So they got to be careful in how they do it. And then on the
Yeah.
other side of it is annual pass holders.
Hmm.
Right now, if you don't have an annual pass holder and you want to buy one, you can't, because they're not for sale for anyone who doesn't have one. Bless you.
Thank you.
Um, But if you have one, then you can renew. So, um, I'm looking forward to the time when annual pass holders go back on sale for new purchases, because I'd like to have an annual pass, and be able to, with you being in Orlando, it'd be nice to be able to go down, visit with you for a little bit, and maybe we go hit the parks for a day,
Yeah.
and get some fun out of that, and
Hmm.
get some of that in there. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But those three they kind of all go hand in hand. Sophie, you got the sneezes, huh?
Yeah, I know. I tried making some tea to help with it, but it's not working because it cooled down really quickly.
Okay. Well, are you ready to talk about the next one on our list?
Yeah, I'm ready. And of
Okay.
course, this also relates back to the 50th anniversary because all of these things that I'm just popcorning now were actually supposed to be done in celebration of the 50th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
And those things have to do with Epcot, actually. And the fountain that I talked about while we were in the Cheddar from the Big Cheese, that fountain is just the starting point of what's going on at Epcot. It represents an entire revamping of Epcot as a park. There are
Yeah.
new pavilions that are going to be coming. Epcot is going to be refurbished. We already were talking about last year how Spaceship Earth is going to be updated,
Yeah.
and that has been put on hold indefinitely, probably even canceled, but that was something that was going to happen. But they're still going to put in the Ratatouille themed ride over in
Thank
France.
you. I'd forgotten that one. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're going to be adding a whole new pavilion, or they may be redoing the seas with Nemo and friends to be the seas with Moana and friends, because they talked about that. And all of this is happening in a pavilion that is right between Future World and World Showcase. It's over by the Mexico Pavilion. And all of this, you can find all of this out in there. It doesn't look like much, but it holds a treasure trove of what is to come. And so that is one thing that I'm really excited for. I really want to see what they're going to do. And finally, to top off that, there is also the Guardians of the Galaxy ride that's opening in Epcot.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be one of the other things that they will be adding to celebrate the 50th anniversary. So you've got a new water pavilion, a new Guardians of the Galaxy, new Ratatouille ride, the new fountain, all of that in celebration for the 50th. And
And new fireworks in
that
World
too.
Showcase
That
Lagoon.
too.
There's just a lot that they're doing at Epcot, and I'm excited about it because it really is. It's not going to be just Future World Showcase. It's going to be like reimagining all of the different areas and kind of expanding the horizons of it. So like you, Sophie, I'm excited about it because it almost makes Epcot a brand new park when it's done.
Yeah. And just knowing the fact that Epcot was kind of like Walt's golden child. Sure, the Magic Kingdom is great, but
Hmm.
Walt was focused around Epcot for a lot of the final years of his life. So the fact that they are going to be completely revitalizing it for Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary. Hi, River. Yeah, I'm home with River, so River's wanting some attention. The fact that they're going to be revitalizing that for Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary, that just to me, that is like a love letter to Walt Disney himself,
There
and
you go.
I love it.
Yeah, I agree, Sophie. I agree. Okay. So back to me.
Yep, back to you.
Okay. Well, um,
Yeah, I'm here.
you know, some of the things I'm interested in.
Sit. Hang on, I'm muting for a minute.
Okay. Some of the things I'm interested in are happening over at the Magic Kingdom. And this one, I got a couple things that kind of go hand in hand. Um, One is the Tron roller coaster in Tomorrowland. You
I
know,
love that.
the other day I saw an update. If you are on Twitter, anyone, go to the Twitter account. It's at Bio Reconstruct, BIO Reconstruct, and he shares a ton of aerial video or aerial shots. I don't know how he gets them, but he shares them on his Twitter of things around the world, around the Orlando area, Disney World, Universal, so on and so forth. And he has a shot on his Twitter account of an overhead shot of the Tron roller coaster. And it's really
Mm.
cool because it shows the self-contained canopy, like the canopy that's going to go over some of the track, and how it's getting put into place. So they're making a lot of progress on the Tron roller coaster, and I think that it'll be open sooner rather than later. The And then hand in hand with that is the Walt Disney World Railroad, which has been closed for quite a while because of the Tron roller coaster construction. And because of that, we haven't been able to ride it for, gosh, what, 2 years maybe? Um, but anyway, the Walt Disney World Railroad will be reopening soon, or will be
Mhm.
reopening next year, I believe. And I don't necessarily know if it's soon, but the two of those kind of go hand in hand. So I'm looking forward to both of those things
Y-
happening.
Yep, and then slightly not so hand in hand, but also talking about reopenings and the Magic Kingdom, the People Mover.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, I miss the People Mover.
yeah, I know. We haven't been able to ride it at all this year. We haven't didn't couldn't ride it in July, couldn't ride it in November. Hopefully, it'll be open sooner rather than later. Maybe beginning of next year it'll be open. I don't know. I've kind of
Who
lost touch
knows?
on when it'll be ready. But
Hmm.
and one of the best places to take photos while you're at the Magic Kingdom is to take photos from the People Mover while you're riding it at night in Tomorrowland, because the neon and everything in Tomorrowland is absolutely incredible. And one of the things that I really like to do and really like with regards to what I can't wait to see happen, and hopefully it'll come back, is I'm looking forward to when they have evening extra magic hours again, or extra magic hours in general, morning or evening. I'm more interested in the evening because an evening stroll around Epcot, evening at the Magic Kingdom, I think it's the best time to go to the parks is at night.
I agree a lot.
Yeah. So evening extra magic hours also will symbolize to me a return to normalcy.
Hmm.
So, and Sophie, I think there's only one thing left to talk about, and I think it's yours.
Yep, I was the one who put it on this list, and I know we are both looking forward to it so,
Mm.
so much. And that
So,
would have to be the proper firework shows. We've got a little bit of a taste of fireworks
mhm.
while whenever the castle in the Magic Kingdom changes colors, but it's really just
Yeah, it's
not
just a
even a
smidge,
yeah.
and it was in the YouTube, so people can go back and look at last
Yep.
week's or the week before, and they can see it. Um, and it's just
Hmm.
at the end. It's just a small little, but it was so cool to see it though. Oh, let
Yes.
me tell you,
And even cooler to get it on camera. I don't
get
think
it
they
on
realize
video.
how
Yeah,
long I waited for that.
yeah. But when we saw it, it was like, oh man, and we were so excited. We were
Hmm.
like kids in a candy store.
Yep. But like there wasn't even a proper bang about it,
No,
you know?
it was just like a little poof, but
Yeah.
it was good. It was good.
It
And
was good.
and also, you want to talk about parades too, don't you, Soph?
Yeah, and that is another thing that I wanted to talk about, the parades. For those of you who have been to Disney World recently, you guys know about the cavalcades
Hmm.
that they have in most of the parks, and um,
I think
that
they're in
means
all the
magic.
parks.
I haven't seen any in Epcot, but I've seen many in Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, and I think one in Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, they're in Magic. They're in Epcot too. It's just we just didn't happen to catch them at the right time.
Mhm.
Maybe they don't do them as often at Epcot. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
they are very cute and they're very cool to see, but I want a proper parade. I want something where I sit down on the sidewalk, crowded by people, behind a white rope, and I watch all those floats go by.
yeah, it's the floats that make thing. But you know what, Sophie?
What?
Maybe we should lobby for both.
The
Because
cavalcades and the parades?
yeah, because if we have a parade, if they go back to parades, then we're looking at there would be parades predominantly Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, occasionally, very occasionally at Animal Kingdom, and I don't think at all at Epcot.
Nope.
So maybe we should go back to the parades at Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios and continue the cavalcades at Animal Kingdom and at Epcot. What do you think?
I think that is an amazing idea.
Well, there you go. Disney,
Yep.
put it in place.
Yeah.
Of
Of course, make sure that
course.
everything's safe first, but
Yeah, we got to make sure it's safe. But you know
we
what?
like we like them.
When you're at Disney, it's all family anyway, right?
Mhm.
So we're all family at Disney when we're at Disney together. So maybe not quite, but anyway,
Just can't really hug the extended family that we don't know.
no, we can't. But anyway, yeah, keep it safe, obviously. And so that, all of these things, the predominant number of them are all going to be directly tied to how the pandemic goes and how the illness, how the vaccinations and all those sorts of things, how that's handled in the months ahead, you know. So we
Mhm.
know that not all of these are things we're going to see instantaneously, and some of these we may not see at all. They may decide that not to do extra magic hours anymore. I don't know. I hope not. They might, decide that something's going on and there's no need to do the dining plan. I just don't know. Who knows? Who knows anymore?
Mm,
But anyway, what we do know is that some of these are definitely on the books to happen. You know, Book of
yeah.
Boba Fett, Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary, um,
Mhm.
Guardians of the Galaxy, the Ratatouille ride in the France Pavilion, um, the Tron roller coaster, the Walt Disney World Railroad, the People Mover, the Epcot refurbishments. All those things have pieces in place and pieces in motion. So, I'm looking forward to when we can see what kind of year it has been when we get to the end of 2021. And maybe what we'll do is we will look back at the end of the year to see, and we'll look at this list and see which ones we can check off.
That is true. That
Let's
could be
plan on that.
something.
Let's plan on that. So, but anyway, I think we've wrapped up our feature topic. Is there anything else that you want to talk about on this feature topic, Sophie?
Nope. I think that's everything.
Okay. Well, then, that brings us to this day in Disney history for December 28th. And Sophie, what do you have?
I have something that I think a lot of us are going to be absolutely thrilled about. And
Okay.
I'm taking us all the way back to 1922,
Okay.
December 28th,
Uh-huh.
where a very special man is born, Stanley Martin Lieber, in New York City. He will become a comic book publisher, and I think we can all recognize him as the name Stan Lee.
Nice.
He will rise through the ranks of a family-run business to become Marvel Comics' primary creative leader for 2 decades, leading its expansion from a small division of a publishing house to a multimedia corporation that will dominate the comics industry and later Hollywood films. Lee will be named a Disney legend in 2017.
Nice. Wow. You
Mhm.
know, we need to maybe do a podcast about not about Stanley specifically or Marvel or anything. I don't know a whole lot about Marvel. So if you want to do a podcast about the Marvel brand and maybe we see if Jagan wants to join in, that would be fun. But
Mm-hmm.
what I was going to say is maybe we need to do a podcast about the different Disney legends and maybe look at the whole list and talk about some highlights of some of the ones that we know about from history and so forth.
Mm-hmm. I will agree with that. I think that's a great idea.
Okay. Okay. Well, that is a great this day in Disney history, Sophie. So thank you for that.
So who's our who's who?
So my who's who character, since we're talking about um we're looking ahead. We're looking to the future, if you will, and what
Mm-hmm.
the future brings to Disney, right? And so I thought my character should be talking about the future as well.
Who? I
And
think I
yeah,
have a guess already.
well, give me a guess.
Is his last name Robinson?
It is. And what's his first name?
Wilbur or Cornelius?
Neither. We talked about Wilbur on August 17th.
Well, it's been a while. I can't remember all 50, okay?
That's fine. We will be talking about Lewis Robinson.
Oh, so Cornelius.
Yeah, but Lewis in the book.
Fair enough.
So, and I think we need to watch the movie again. It's been a while since I checked it out.
I watched the movie, I think, about a month ago.
Nice. Anyway, Lewis is a 12-year-old boy with an incredibly high IQ and a talent for inventing things. He is also an orphan, which causes him unending dismay. More than anything, Lewis longs for a family of his own. Unfortunately, time and again, his offbeat nature and his unintentionally disastrous inventions sabotaged his hopes of achieving that dream. Lewis was abandoned as an infant by his mother and has come to believe that she left because she could not care for him. Now that he is older, he hopes to change her mind. To that end, he builds a memory scanner to extract his only memory of her. Lewis wishes he could go back in time and change his life so he wouldn't be an orphan, but instead he learns that he must accept his life as it is and keep moving forward. That is a great line. Did you know, Sophie,
Hmm.
that Lewis's hobby of creating bizarre inventions scared off 124 families looking to adopt?
Yes, I did. He said that.
Yeah. So, but he found the right family.
Yep, the 125th one.
That's right.
Oh, hi, River.
So that's my Disney Who's Who character. And now, I think this quote from Walt Disney applies not just to Disneyland,
Mm-hmm.
but to Walt Disney World. And
River. Shh. Sorry.
I think it applies to Walt Disney World as well.
I'm sorry. Here, I'm gonna mute myself. You keep talking.
Okay. And the quote from Walt Disney is this: "The way I see it, Disneyland will never be finished. It's something we can keep developing and adding to. A motion picture is different. Once it's wrapped up and sent out for processing, we're through with it. If there are things that could be improved, we can't do anything about them anymore. I've always wanted to work on something alive, something that keeps growing. We've got that in Disneyland." Did you like that, Soph?
I did.
And the same concept applies to Walt Disney World. Obviously, take a look at all they've done at Hollywood Studios, the work they did at Magic Kingdom, the work they did at Animal Kingdom, the work they're doing right now at Epcot. You obviously can see that quote throughout Walt Disney
Walt
World.
Disney World. Yeah.
Yeah. So that, I think, is a great quote for this week and a great quote to remember for life moving forward.
I agree.
So that
Well,
takes us to our last charity spotlight for Neuse River Golden Retriever Rescue.
and how
So,
convenient that that our golden is currently underneath the table looking for some attention.
yeah. So let's finish it up so you can give him his attention.
Yeah,
You want to talk about him, Soph?
I would love to.
Okay, go for it.
Well, guys, this is the end of the year, and we said that from now until the end of the year, we were going to focus on the Neuse River Golden Retriever Rescue. And this is a charity that helps abandoned golden retrievers or dogs with some golden retriever in them to find their forever home. We have used them twice now, and I'm currently petting on the second time.
The second of those, yep.
Yeah, and the first one was our boy Reagan. He was a senior. And the second time is our boy River, who is currently making his way towards being a senior, but is still quite young. And
Mm-hmm.
they are just angels. They have helped dogs from all over the world. They've gotten some from China and tons of other places.
Mm-hmm.
And they will adopt these dogs out locally, so within a 100-mile radius of the facility of Raleigh. So if you are in that area, if you're in the North Carolina area, just go ahead and maybe see if you could open out your heart to one of these dogs, because rescue babies really are the sweetest dogs imaginable. And even if you can't maybe adopt a dog, maybe consider donating to their organization. The place to do so is at their website, which will be linked in the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a really great organization.
Yeah.
It has brought so much happiness
To
to
so many
the,
families.
yeah, especially us.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can go to their website and check them out. They're at goldenrescuenc.org. And if you feel led, go ahead and donate to them. But anyway, that ends our charity spotlight for this year, and we just wanted to say thank you all for listening to us.
Mhm.
Um, Next week, I don't know what we'll talk about yet, but we'll come up with a great topic that I hope you guys like. And we just wanted to thank you all for listening and watching us on our YouTube channel. And if you see us on YouTube and you feel like subscribing and liking our posts, we appreciate it. Go ahead and do that. And we just hope everyone has a happy and a safe new year, and that
Mhm.
you celebrate appropriately, and that you're able to be with your friends and family.
Yeah.
So happy new year, everyone.
Happy
And
New
we
Year.
will we
See you
will
on the
see you on the
road.
road. Let's do that again. We
Yeah.
will
See you on
see
the
you on the
road.
road.
River,
Bye.
stop whining.
River, stop whining.
Sorry.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.